nice, hot, humid day here in Toronto, Ontario, Canada at Rogers Center, where the Mariners and the Toronto Blue Jays about to play game 2 of a 3-game set with some Mariner fans in the house. And of course, they're wearing Ken Griffey Jr.'s uniform, as Jr. going into the Hall of Fame tomorrow afternoon in Cooperstown. Yep, the roof wide open here at Rogers Center as we welcome you to Mariner baseball. Mariners taking on the Blue Jays. And this could be a day where you could see the ball flying out of the ballpark with regularity. Could be interesting on a 90-degree day on a ballpark that's already one of the best hitting parks in all of baseball. Dave Sims, Mike Blowers with you. Mike, today pitching matchup, you got R.A. Dickey against Sashi Iwakuma, and both guys susceptible to the long ball.
Well, I think if you look at Dickey, he's given up 23 home runs, 3 of them in his last outing alone. So if you can get the knuckleball up in the zone, don't worry about trying to put it in play. Hit it out of the ballpark, because if it's going to fly today, you mentioned it'll be 90+ degrees. The roof is open. The ball is going to fly.
Take a look at the Mariner batting order that will face the former Seattle Mariner, R.A. Dickey.
Aoki going to lead things off. A couple extra base hits in last night's game. Also scored a run. Then you have Kyle Seager. He has been hot over his last 17 games. A .354 average, 8 doubles, and 3 home runs. Chris Iannetta really likes playing against the Blue Jays. A .413 average with 3 home runs, 14 RBIs in 20 games against the Jays. I'll take a look at the defense for the Blue Jays. They are second in fielding percentage, so a solid fielding team for the Blue Jays. Michael Saunders will get the start in left field. He was the DH last night. Justin Smoke, his first start at first base in this series. Josh Tolley will do the catching. He has thrown out 4 of 16 base stealers. Look for the Mariners to run if they get the opportunity. R.A. Dickey, knuckleball again. His knuckleball is going to come in there at about 75 miles an hour. I've been told that he's trying to take a little bit more off to get it to dance some more, but if you look at his overall record, 7-10, 4.11 ERA, 4-3 walks, and 122 and 2/3 innings, 87 strikeouts, opponents hitting .249, and there are the 23 home runs that he has given up this year.
11 to lefties, 12 to right-handers.
He'll also mix in a curveball, use his fastball from time to time.
Robert Allen Dickey, 41 years old, out of Nashville, Tennessee. He's a volunteer. He played at the University of Tennessee. With the Mariners in 2008, he went 5-8 with a 5.21 ERA in 32 games, 14 starts. Since then, how about the year he put in with the Mets in 12, winning the Cy Young Award, 20-6 with a 2.73.
Yeah, that earned him a pretty nice contract. And if you look at him this year, basically like most pitchers, you want to get to him early. Opponent's hitting .351 the first time through the lineup. As the game moves on, he gets a better feel for the knuckleball. It can be more difficult, so try to get to him early.
And you, with the success you had against Tim Wakefield, a noted knuckleballer in his time, what recommendations would you give to the Mariners if you had a chance to address the boys?
It can be a little bit tricky, but because the knuckleball is going to be somewhere between 70 and 75 miles an hour, it's a very comfortable speed. I think you have to look for the ball up in the zone, and typically it's going to be up out of the zone, out of his hand. And then if it were me, I would say attack it. Don't worry about putting it in play or trying to get a base hit. Try to hit it out of the ballpark, because that late movement he has, you're not always going to square it up, and that's when you can get those little soft line drive base hits.
All right, that should be interesting here today. We had a huge crowd here last evening, 46,737. Blue Jays averaging 39+, the best in the American League. It was a late arriving crowd last night, maybe again here this afternoon. Nori Aoki going to start things off, and he started things off with a bang last night with a triple to right center field, and Cano on a fielder's choice RBI brought him home. First pitch is in there for strike 1.
Dave, you mentioned last night's ballgame, the Mariners winning it 2-1. Haven't really talked about it today or had a chance to yet, but James Paxton, talk about electric. He was phenomenal in last night's game, going 7 innings, giving up just 3 hits, had 9 strikeouts. So a good night for Paxton.
Talking to people here in Toronto, they're still shaking their head like, my goodness, that was tremendous, and especially throwing that hard that deep in the ball game. Talked to Scott Service about him. The 2 plays that we talked about, the one comebacker and the one play that he had to go off the third where he called Seager off. Scott was almost ecstatic, talking about how improved Paxton was. Saunders was shading towards the line. He's got the play right there, 1 down.
Well, and I think the thing that you have to realize as you take a look at James Paxton is you have to give him a lot of credit, because when he had the tough outing with the throwing problems that he had, we saw him out a couple days later working on that. And even during the All-Star break, he and Mel Stottlemyre met up at Safeco Field to work on it. So he put the work in, and it paid off for him last night as you look at his numbers.
And then Scott was so emphatic about the play where he called Seager off, because Seager can make that play. He called Kyle off, and he said that to him showed him a lot. Here's Seth Smith. Popped up. Donaldson, plenty of room. 2 down. Smitty went 1 for 4 with an RBI double last night. And that'll bring up Robinson Cano. Drove in the Mariners' first run last night. Robbie just outside the top 10 in batting average. He's at 300. Having a great year. He's 8 for 29 against Dickey. Taken all the way. There's a strike. Should be noted that Jordan Baker, the home plate umpire, 6'6", easily the tallest umpire in the majors right now. How could that affect this ball game?
Well, first of all, I'm glad he doesn't have a cast on his arm. His last night's ball game, Nelson Cruz hit a line drive when he was at first base, and it squared him up pretty good in the forearm. I think the one thing that's concerning when you mention his height, you can see him getting ready behind the catcher, is for Iwakuma. We know he wants to throw his split and his slider, his 2 off-speed pitches that he will use quite a bit this afternoon. And when he's throwing those pitches, he wants them down at the bottom of the strike zone or maybe even below it. So for Baker, he's going to have to get out over the catcher, and today it'll be Chris Iannetta to get a good look at that pitch and not give up on it too early.
0-2 to Cano. Ball 1. R.A. Dickey 1-1 here in this building against the Mariners with the 6.23 ERA. Off the fist. Nothing like being healthy.
What a difference with those numbers.
And there's the ball off the glove of Donaldson. He'll hold it. Base hit for Robinson Cano. That breaks an 0 for 8 for Robbie.
Take a look at this line drive. It's a knuckleball. It looks like it jams him a little bit, and I think that fooled Donaldson as he jumped up. Maybe mistimed his jump just enough where it went off the heel of his glove. Should be an infield base hit.
It's hit number 119 for Robinson Cano. Brings up Nelson Cruz. One of his 2 hits against R.A. Dickey, a home run. And off the glove of Tully, and sauntering down to second is Cano. Tully had it in his glove, and it just exploded. Oh, it never had it in the glove. Got it on the edge.
That's so difficult when you're catching, and you'll see this a number of times. One, obviously, the knuckleball is going to dance, and you're not sure which direction it's going to go in. But if he throws that higher one and his glove gets up in front of his mask, it's going to disappear on him.
Fastball.
And that was a pretty good look at his catcher's mitt. It's more like a first baseman's glove. Not as much padding to it. There's a look at the catcher's glove for Tully.
Got to really be flexible with those kinds of gloves. And a little heft to him inside. Elliott avoiding that pitch. 1-2. Trying to do some early damage here. 1-2 pitch to Cruz. Struck him out. Runner stranded at second as we're underway here in Toronto. Blue Jays coming to bat. Great to have you here in Toronto as we take a look at the CN Tower. Some bright skies above us here. Time to take a look at the Toronto Blue Jays batting order that will face Masashi Iwakuma.
Hitting second will be Josh Donaldson, having a really good year, hitting .307. But against Iwakuma in his career, just a .150 batting average with 5 strikeouts. Michael Saunders will be the cleanup hitter. He had a home run in last night's ball game. 17 home runs on the year for Saunders. And Justin Smoke hitting 6th, the former Mariner, batting .239 with 10 home runs and 24 RBIs. For Iwakuma, looking for his 11th win on the year, trying to get that ERA under 4, just over 4 right now. 91 strikeouts to 28 walks. Opponent's hitting .274. He's given up 18 home runs on the year.
Leading off for the Jays, Ezequiel Carrera. And at third is Seager. First pitch up high, ball 1. Carrera entered last night's game as a pinch hitter. Struck out in the 8th. Iwakuma, 35 years old, 5th year with the Mariners. Ooh, comebacker. Iwakuma seems to be okay. That thing was smoked.
Thought it had a piece of his glove. .85 miles an hour, right back at him, and it was off of his glove. That's the good news. Turned out to be an easy play for Cano. For Iwakuma, he will throw his fastball about half the time, mix in a slider and a split, an occasional cutter and curveball. Mariners will put the shift on with Donaldson hitting. So Cano over on the left side of the infield.
Donaldson all over the leaderboard and hitting in the American League. 8th in batting average, 4th in home runs, 5th in runs batted in, 2nd in total bases, 1st in runs, 1st in walks, 3rd in on base percentage. And he was the MVP last year. Those numbers weren't too shabby either. 308, 41 homers, and 123 runs batted in. Marking inside, missed. Between Donaldson and Altuve, we've seen 2 guys of and we'll see Ortiz again. 3 guys have absolutely dominated the stat page this year in the American League. Altuve, by the way, has his batting average up to .358. 2-1. Staying inside, missed.
Well, he's struggling with his command right now. To Carrera, the first batter, all the fastballs were up, including the one that was hit back at him. And now here in this AB to Donaldson, you can see on the tracer, they were set up down and away, and those pitches are up and in.
Donaldson's aboard.
Rare walk for Iwakuma. Take a look at the defense set up for the Mariners. Seth Smith is going to get the start in right field. Cruz, the DH today. Sean O'Malley at shortstop. He's going to get to play quite a bit. Marte going on the DL. Adam Lynn, the former Blue Jay, is going to get the start at first base. And Chris Iannetta had last night off. He will do the catching this afternoon. Mike Zunino getting the afternoon off.
29th walk for Iwakuma against 91 strikeouts. And here's Edwin Encarnacion, 3 for 9 with a homer against Iwakuma. This guy's a good hitter, but he's devastating in this building. Encarnacion in 466 games here, 270, 107 home runs, 339 ribbies, slugging at .533.
Be careful.
Yeah, warning sign. On my head. 0-2.
Iwakuma was really good in his last outing against Houston. He went 7 innings, just 2 hits, did not allow a run, 1 walk, 8 strikeouts for him.
Iwakuma stays on this pace, Mike. Looks like he's going to surpass the 33 starts he made in his All-Star year of 2013.
That would be great news for the Mariners. They've had enough issues with their rotation on the year as far as health goes.
And he's missed a lot of time the last 2 years himself. Just 20 starts last year. 28 getting out of the gate slowly in 14. 13 he made 33 starts, 14 game winner. Came back and went 15-9 in 2014 with a 3.52 ERA.
He doesn't look real comfortable out there so far here in the first inning, so hopefully he can settle in. If you look at his last outing against Houston, he went 7 innings, threw 90 pitches, 66 of those for strikes, only 24 balls in that outing. And so far here in the first, he's already thrown 7 balls.
See if he can get a double play ball right here. 1-2 Encarnacion. Backhand by O'Malley. Everybody's going to be safe. 2 on, 1 out. Infield hit.
And I think that was going to be the only play for O'Malley. One of the things that he'll learn is Josh Donaldson. One of the other things he does well is he runs. You can see the ball came up on him just a little bit. Kind of caught it more the heel of his glove. So on the exchange, took him a little bit of time. Donaldson beats it with a hard slide into second.
Brings up ex-Mariner Michael Saunders. He's slugging at .534. Second to Donaldson and Encarnacion in this ball club. And he's just outside the top 10 in that category. Saunders with a home run last night. Got ahead in the count 3-1 and took Paxton out left center field. Talking to Brooks Jacoby yesterday, their hitting coach, and he was marveling, as we have over the years, at Saunders, the way the bat leans out towards the right-hand hitter's batter's box, is able to get it back and still swing through. Right now, this is easily his best campaign. 286, 17 homers and 44 runs batted in. That's an unusual approach, to say the least, isn't it?
It's unusual, and it's something that I know that previous hitting coaches have talked to him about. It's just some added movement for him, and more than anything for him, it's kind of a timing thing for him, that to get him going. And you can see in his last 5 games he's been struggling, just 1 for 17. That was the home run last night. And at times it causes a big loop in his swing and it gets longer. But obviously this year he's been able to make it work with 17 home runs on the year.
That was Brooks Jacoby you just saw. Pretty good third baseman in his day. The Cleveland Indians. You said you played against him?
Yeah, towards the end of his career. Yep, when I was breaking in. Good defensive third baseman.
2-2 for Michael Saunders. 1 out, 2 on here in the first. There's John Gibbons. Well, I always say, reminds me of the late great American actor James Cagney. If you look at them at the same age, very similar look. And give me an entertainer in his own right. Nice save by O'Malley. Luis Rivera coaching at third. Tim Leipert at first for the Blue Jays. Blue Jays starting today 2 games out of first place in the East. Baltimore by a half game over Boston, then the Jays, then the Yankees 6.5 back. 2-2 pitch here to Saunders. Count runs full.
Really struggling with his fastball command. 17 pitches here in the inning, only 7 strikes from Iwakuma.
So Tulowitzki on deck. Donaldson at second, Encarnacion at first. 3-2 pitch here to Michael Saunders. Popped it up. It's playable. O'Malley calls off Seager. 2 down. Big out.
He's able to get a fastball in on his hands. 88 miles an hour. Set up on the inside corner. They want it elevated. Saunders a very good low ball header. That one just above the belt as he pops it up to O'Malley at shortstop. Good communication with O'Malley and Seager. I like that Kyle went over there. You can see O'Malley fighting the sun a little bit. In case he were to lose it, Kyle would have been able to make the play.
Brings up Troy Tulowitzki. He's batting 5th today. Last night he and Saunders were in different spots. Saunders batted 5th last night. Tulo was 4th.
Give you an idea how good the pitching was for the Mariners last night against the Blue Jays in this ballpark. And this is one of the best offensive clubs you're going to see. They are second in runs scored. They only had 2 opportunities to drive in a run all night long. 0 for 2 with runners in scoring position.
And on the flip side, Mariners were 1 for 13, and Paxton was able to hold the fort. He and Edwin Diaz and Steve Cishek. 2-0. First time here with Kumas facing Tulowitzki. There's a strike back in the count at 2-1. Top of the zone. Mariners picked up a full game on Texas. Rangers lost 3-1 at Kansas City. Houston won 2-1 at home against the Angels last night. In the American League East, Baltimore was a winner and the Yankees were winners, while Toronto lost 2-1. Ball to O'Malley, short way, and Iwakuma survives a 2-on situation in the first. He'll look to sharpen it up in the second inning. Being brought to you by Safeco Insurance. Find a local agent at safeco.com. By your local Ford stores. And by the Emerald Queen Casino, presenting legendary rockers Leonard Skinner. August 24th. Tickets at emeraldqueen.com. How do you like that view? Quarter mile up here in Toronto. You look above the CN Tower. Inning number 2, Kyle Seager will start it off. Adam Lind and Leonis Martin to follow. Kyle 1 for 12 against R.A. Dickey.
Kyle has been a hot hitter for the Mariners. This is average all the way up to 283 now. If you look over the last 17 games for Kyle, he's really swung the bat well. 354 average with 8 doubles and 3 home runs and 13 RBIs.
He's had some stretches where he's done a tremendous job carrying this ball club.
He leads the club in RBIs with 63 on the year.
2-1. They did that with a rush too, because Cano and Cruz were leading the way in RBIs. That's hit hard into the gap. Pilar cuts it off and will hold Seager to a long single. Fans here in Toronto appreciate the effort of Kevin Pilar out in center field.
Kyle hits his knuckleball right on the button. Solid line drive. Pilar can cover a lot of ground. He's one of the better center fielders you're going to see in the American League. And Kyle rounded first hard, but once he saw the throw come in quickly, decided to put on the brakes. A long single for Kyle.
Let's see how Adam Lind handles the knuckleball. 1 for 4 against R.A. Dickey. He's got 15 homers, 43 runs batted in.
I think this is, when looking at the lineup today, I think Adam is the one that's an interesting guy in the lineup, because as a left-handed hitter, he can handle the high fastball, the pitch up in the zone. If he gets a knuckleball up, I think he can give a pretty good ride.
2-0. Adam going 1 for 4 last night, doubled down the right field line. 2-0 pitch. Gets it in there at 68 miles an hour.
It's the slowest knuckleball he's thrown so far.
Jordan Baker said he went. Adam disagrees.
Well, again, it takes about a second to ask for help on that. I think it's difficult to see, especially with Dickey on the mound. You have to follow the knuckleball so far. Looked like a check swing.
Two and two. Seager has a stolen base to his credit, 1 for 2. As we look at former Mariner Justin Smoke. South Carolina guy on the right, North Carolina guy on the left. Full count. Martine's on deck. Three and 2 to Adam Lind, back safely. Is Seager. RA's 4th year here at Toronto, 46 and 47, a 3.97 ERA. And ball 4. Good start for the Mariners. Single and a walk sets it up nicely for Leonis Martin. It's the first walk issued by R.A. Griffey. You know, you can dress like a Hall of Famer on Sunday, August 7th, when the Mariners wrap up Ken Griffey Jr. weekend. That's because the first 20,000 fans take home a Griffey replica throwback jersey thanks to Nike. Get your tickets at mariners.com. Huge weekend, Hall of Fame weekend. Rick Riz, Kevin Kremen, our producer engineer, and Brad Adam, and others. Chen Mueller are down in Cooperstown, New York. Edgar Martinez, dear friend and great teammate of Ken Griffey Jr., is there as well. Rick Griffin, the trainer, longtime trainer here with the Mariners. Part of the large gathering of Mariner employees, Mariners organization, and a lot of fans will be down there. Tomorrow's the big day. Junior goes in with Mike Piazza. 1-1 to Martin. And Tulowitzki flips to Travis, and they get the double play. Over to third is Seager.
Well, Martin hits the knuckleball hard. Unfortunately, is right to Tulowitzki, able to stay with the play, and an easy turn. Right off the side of the mound.
Don't forget Ken Griffey Jr. weekend 2 weeks from now. Better get your tickets. That's going to be a huge weekend. Got a bobblehead giveaway, the replica jersey we talked about. There's Chris Iannetta. Mike talked about his great numbers here against the Blue Jays. 413, 3 homers. 20 career games against the Blue Jays. He's trying to break an 0 for his last 21. Good count for Chris with Seager at third, 2 down. Two and 1. What have you seen in Chris's struggles here? His 0 for 21 is an ugly number.
Yeah, you go into these different things where you try to be patient at the plate, and inevitably you find yourself on an 0-2, 1-2 count, and that's difficult for anybody to hit. And I think sometimes you're better off trying to be a little more aggressive early.
Swings through. And R.A. Dickey strands Seager at third. Nothing across for the Mariners in the second. Scoreless ball game. Let's focus in on Mr. Griffey again. Ken Griffey Jr. at his first career grand slam. And he got it off of Lee Guterman at Yankee Stadium. And finished up his career with 15 grand slams as you look at one of the many high-rise apartment / condo buildings here in Toronto. Former Mariner Justin Smoke leads off. Breaking ball for strike.
Iwakuma starting him off with a slow curveball at 69 miles an hour. Had to throw 22 pitches in the first inning. 22 pitches, 10 strikes. Tough time with his fastball command, so hopefully he can settle in.
He's ahead of Smoke 0-2. Shift on against Big Smokey with Cano in short right field.
Dave, if you're keeping track, because I asked you the question last night, who was going to throw the slower pitch? Was it going to be a R.A. Dickey knuckleball or an Iwakuma curveball?
Right now, R.A.'s got the lead, right?
68.
Yeah. I think Kuma may be able to drop one. I'll go with Kuma. He may drop one in at 67. Maybe the only one he throws. R.A. may revisit that a few times. Oh, at the high end of the zone. Strike 3 called on Smoke. First strikeout for Iwakuma.
Typically to the left-handers, when he's going to pitch inside, he will pitch in above the belt. That's by design. If he misses with that pitch, then typically he'll come back with a split. He's one of the best, though, at using the top part of the strike zone.
A lot of indecision up there, right?
There really is. And as a hitter, typically you're going to take that pitch, and if you swing at it, you're going to pop it up or swing through it. So even at 88 miles an hour, he can get away with it because you always have that split in the back of your mind. And this year he's actually used his slider a little bit more. It's been a good pitch for him.
Inside to Kevin Pillar, ball 2.
Opponent's hitting just .215 against his slider on the year.
Kuma, the leading winner on the Mariners staff, at 10-6. It'd be great to keep him on that train. Devin Travis on deck, checking the numbers of the Texas Rangers. June 28th, they were in first place by 10 games. It leads down to 2.5 now. There's a strike. Mariners have picked up significant ground, only 5.5 back. Rangers have lost 4 consecutive games, 8 of 9, and in the month of July, 4-13. 3-1 pitch. Lost it. Second walk.
The Rangers have had their share of injuries. A number of guys that are important to their club on the disabled list.
Chu and Fielder just went out Wednesday.
Yeah. So you'd like to see the Mariners take advantage of it. They're starting to play better baseball. A couple games over 500, but with the struggles of the Rangers, this is a time when, as a team, especially moving into August, you'd like to make a move.
Well, it's vitally important. Next trip to play the Rangers will be at the end of August. And then they come back Labor Day weekend to Seattle. Labor Day week. Here's Devin Travis, second baseman. Good looking young player. Went 0 for 3 last night. Infield double play depth. Iwakuma, 1 strikeout, 2 walks thus far. Yielded 1 hit. Infield hit to Encarnacion in the first. One on 1. Kuma trying to win his 5th consecutive ball game. Nice run. Runner goes, got a good break. Pitch swung on, a hit and run. That works. Cano went to cover. Ball hit behind him. 1 out, runners at the corners.
On that play, the middle infielders are determined who's going to cover if they decide to run. And because it's an off-speed pitch, just 82 miles an hour, they thought he would pull the ball, and that's the reason why Cano was covering. And Travis ends up hitting it right behind him. Well executed hit and run by the Blue Jays. That'll bring up the number 9 hitter, Josh Tolley. Left-handed hitter. Good news for the Mariners is he does not run well, so if they can get him to hit it on the ground, good chance to turn a double play.
Hitting a .157 coming into this ball game. He was 0 for 2 last night. He's 0 for 5 career against Iwakuma. Ball 1 to Josh. Iwakuma's run started back on June 28th, beat Pittsburgh, followed up by beating Baltimore, Kansas City, and Houston. 2-0 behind here. Kuma had another nice run. That was at the end of May. Wins at Cincinnati, beat Oakland, and beat San Diego. Two-0 pitch. That is a foul ball. Kuma with a career record of 57, 31 with 2 saves in his career here in the big leagues with the Mariners, a 3.30 ERA. Good road pitcher too. 14 games over 500 on the road. Line drive coming in is Nori. Pilar trying to score, and he does. Two outs, a run in, 1-0 Blue Jays.
I thought that they were going to have a chance to throw him out at the plate. Aoki on the line drive is charging in, so plenty of momentum. Unfortunately, his throw is up the line. If he had thrown it more on the plate, I think they would have been able to get Pilar. That'll be an RBI for Tolle as you take another look at the throw. Iannetta had, you can see where he had to go to get it. Not able to get back in time.
6th RBI for Josh. 2 away, back to the top of the order, and Ezekiel Carrera. That smash back up the middle off the glove of Iwakuma right to Cano for a 1-4-3 putout. Ball 1. Runner at first, Devin Travis, 3 out of 4 in base stealing. Jays don't run very much. 31 out of 45. Just ahead of the Mariners, who are 27 out of 49 in base stealing. Pretty good lead. Chase back.
Next pitch for Iwakuma will be 40. 39 pitches, just 18 strikes from him. Been very deliberate here in this inning, still trying to figure things out as Mel Stottlemyre looks on, pitching coach for the Mariners.
Big lead. Holds it first. No advancement. 2-0. As we speak, it's the only game in progress in the major leagues. Next starts will be at 4:05 Eastern time. Giants at the Yankees. Phillies at Pittsburgh.
You can see this inning, 18 pitches, only 8 strikes from Iwakuma.
Got to get back in the count here. It's 2-0. There he goes. Great running jump. And a foul ball got a piece of Iannetta on the throwing hand. That base is stolen too, so they catch a break with the foul ball.
Well, you can see Travis at first base, and we'll take a look at the foul ball.
Foot.
Yep, right on the inside of his foot. But Travis is getting a walking lead at first. Tremendous jump.
Looked like Altuve with that running jump, walking jump rather. Two outs, runner on, 2-1 pitch. Right to Adam Lind. The Jays get on the board. A run, a hit, no errors, and a man left. To the 3rd inning we go. Jays 1-0. lead it 1-0 here in Toronto. Middle game of a 3-game set on Hall of Fame weekend. Check out the Mariners calendar, brought to you by Sleep Train. Wrap it up tomorrow, then a day off in Pittsburgh Monday. 2 games with the Buccos. Day off in Chicago. 3 with the Chicago Cubs. And then we come home for a big homestand featuring the Red Sox and the Angels. And the Angels will be followed by the Detroit Tigers. Sean O'Malley to lead it off. 1-1. Sean last night. Base hit, stolen base, run scored in the 5th. Scored the Mariners' 2nd run and became a 2-1 victory. 9-1-2. O'Malley, Aoki, and Seth Smith. It's R.A. Dickey. Sean might have enough speed. He does. Base hit. Good start.
You will see that a lot against a knuckleball pitcher. Take a look at it. It's the late movement, ends up jamming, but you're going to see some funny looking base hits, some awkward swings. And if you're the Mariners, you'll take them all. It really jammed them. Late movement on that knuckleball.
And that late movement was the last, what, 4 or 5 feet?
Exactly right. And that's the reason why some of the best advice I ever had was go ahead and take your full swing, because you're not always going to square it up. It'll give you a chance.
That's a great example right there,
yeah.
Boy. Man, he had it, and then it was all over. Here's Nori. Base flied out to left.
O'Malley had a stolen base last night. Josh Tolley, the backup catcher, has thrown out 4 of 16 base stealers this year.
O'Malley's 3 for 3. Oh, big rip.
Well, he saw the high knuckleball and went after it.
That's a good way to approach it. I mean, if you can see it, get going. Oh, and 2.
I remember Charlie Huff pitching against us when I was with the Mariners, and Edgar hated knuckleball pitchers. Didn't like it at all, because he, you know, he's so used to training himself to pick up the spin of the ball and all. Well, knuckleball doesn't spin at all, and you don't know where it's going to go.
It's like a left turn, a right turn, north, south.
And Charlie was pitching against us, and I think Edgar, which you're not supposed to do, but I think Edgar went up there with 1 AB because he was so frustrated by it with a fungo bat.
Did he really?
Yeah.
With a fungo bat.
Just because he wanted to wait as long as he could. And he wasn't having any luck any other way.
How soon did they discover it was a fungo bat?
Oh, I think he just did it the one time, and we all knew it. We were laughing about it.
That's
just having some fun with it. I'm pretty sure he made another out, too. One of the few guys that he just did not like to hit.
He was so disciplined. And that's not a pitch where you need to be reckless.
Yeah. He did. You really have to be. You almost change your entire approach of what you've done your whole life against a knuckleball pitcher.
1-2 pitch. Saunders shading towards the line, won't get this. I can just imagine, knowing how disciplined Edgar is. I can just imagine what the frustration on his face. And no doubt Charlie saw it and just fed right into it. Pulls it to Smoke. And they get the out. So O'Malley's out 3-6. Norrie's aboard. Fielder's choice is 1 down. MLB TV Premium, the #1 live streaming sports service, delivers everything you've come to expect and more. Watch every out-of-market game live in HD on over 400 devices. It includes a free subscription to At Bat, the #1 app for live baseball. So visit Mariners.com for details. Second time through for Seth Smith. He fouled out the 3rd. Hitting 1 for 8 against R.A. Dickey. Nori with a decent lead. And ball 1 to Smitty. Millard, couple steps towards right. Got Saunders closer to the line and left.
Okie with a pretty good lead at first base, and there's a couple of things that he'll have to keep in mind. One, R.A. Dickey is an excellent fielding pitcher, and he has quick feet. The other part of it is Justin Smoke, and you and I know this, he's one of the best at putting that tag down quickly.
Ooh, that hit Smitty. Man, he's been getting hit a lot. 7th time he's been hit. Team leaders Cruz with 9. Aoki's been hit 7 times. CenturyLink brings you what's next. Since that picture was taken, Wade Miley has shaved and gotten a haircut. He's facing former Mariner Jay Happ in the series finale.
A couple of left-handers going at it tomorrow.
Jay Happ having a really good year. No more nibbling, going right after people. 12-3 record, and he's gotten great run support with this ball club. But second only to the Red Sox in scoring in the American League. Here's Cano with a chance to do some work. Infield hit for Robbie. First time up. That hit him. Oh, baby. Bases are loaded for Cruz.
It's another knuckleball. Almost tumbling a little bit more. Mariners 0 for 3, runners in scoring position.
I like this possible 1-4 proposition, Mike. 1 swing, 4 runs.
I like it too. Nelson Cruz probably has a better idea right now. Struck out his first time up. Ended up swinging through a couple of knuckleballs, but looking for his 9th career grand slam.
They're loaded. Aoki at third. Seth Smith at second. Cano at first. And he's thinking number 9. And we're not talking engine number 9. That was a big boy swing.
That was a knuckleball at the top of the strike zone.
At what level did you see your first knuckleball? AAA or when you got to the bigs?
I think it was in the big leagues. I think it was the first time I faced Charlie Huff. It was the first time I saw the knuckleball.
1-1. 1-2.
And that looked like a pretty good knuckleball to hit.
Cruz 2 for 14 with a homer against R.A. All with 2 strikes.
Of course, that doesn't include when me and my buddies were in the backyard trying to throw the knuckleball.
Heck of a lot different from the backyard, isn't it? That's not what Jimmy used to throw me.
Well, we thought that knuckleball was dancing around, but they were pretty poor, I would say.
Here we go, 1-2. That's hit a ton. Straight away center field. Boom! Step, baby. There's your 1-4 proposition. 4-1 Mariners. 9th career grand slam for Nelson Cruz. Home run number 24 takes his RBI total to 62. No doubt about it.
He is so strong. It almost looked as if it was a half swing.
Right?
Just barreled it up, though. 81 miles an hour on this pitch. We'll take a look at the swing. He is fun to watch.
That was a definite ooh-ah moment. And my man got over there quickly, uncontested. This one hit center field, deep. Pilar giving ground on the track. He makes the catch.
A little too high. It had that sound, didn't it?
It sure did.
9th career grand slam for Nelson Cruz. The Mariners taking advantage of a couple of hit batters.
Get some excitement down there. It's Felix. You can hear Felix as much as anything. He is one of the greatest cheerleaders I've ever seen in baseball.
Yeah, he was missed on this club when he was away.
Yeah. One.
Stylish glasses going today. Looking good.
I want you to go to his barber and bring that home to Nicole.
He can pull it off. I don't think I would be able to. Not at this point.
1 and 2. Ooh, good rip. Fouled right into Toley's glove, but the highlight of the inning, the boomstick with a grand slam, his 9th of his career. One swing, 4 runs, 4-1 Mariners. Yes, indeed. Josh Donaldson takes one for the club.
I don't think he's going to get away with it. It looked like he stuck his arm almost in the strike zone. You take a look at it. You have to make some sort of attempt, and you certainly can't just stick. Yeah, he just sticks his elbow out there and gets hit on purpose. And Jordan Baker, the home plate umpire, called it right away.
That's a little too obvious.
A little.
Holy mackerel. The Academy Award does not go.
They'll let you go if you just stand there and the ball hits you. And really, you're supposed to make an attempt to get out of the way.
That was a proactive move to get the Arm in there.
No, you'll see him just stick his elbow out there. Jordan Baker.
He's got the protection. Jordan Baker having none of it.
No, right away. He called it right away.
Premier hitters in the American League. 2-1 pitch. I don't remember seeing a slugger and a good hitter do something like that. Usually it's your 8-9, hole hitters hitting 220, $150, $175, do anything to get on.
Right.
You don't see these kind of guys do that.
We've seen it a number of times over the last few years with Mike Zunino, where a pitch will be inside and he's just not going to budge, and it'll hit him and he'll get to take his base. But he's not sticking his elbow out there to get hit. But Mike is not giving up any ground in that batter's box.
Correct. Hey, I got a little armory here. Just hit that. I'll take the shot. I shudder to think the late great Hall of Famer Ted Drysdale would have done on the next pitch. Oh, you want to get hit?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Some of those old timers.
Randy Johnson the same way.
Yeah, man.
Although with Randy on the mound, I doubt that you're sticking your elbow out there.
No volunteers.
Yeah.
Big hack, fouled it back.
Iwakuma does not need as long ABs. This will be the 8th pitch of this at bat, already at 49 pitches. So 42 pitches to get through the first 2 innings. Typically he's been more efficient than that.
Way more. And he knows it. Hopefully he's not stressing too much on it. Got a 2-2 count. See if he can get off the good start in this inning, getting a very important out. 2-2. Full count. Encarnacion's on deck. His 4th 3-ball count to the first 11 batters.
You can see it 22 in the first, 20 in the second. Being very careful, and with this lineup, I can't say that I blame him, but he's trying to pitch around the edges of the strike zone. 50 pitches now, 25 strikes. That's not the ratio we're used to seeing with Iwakuma.
Pitcher's pitch right there. Iannetta. Nice play. Nice hops behind the plate. Chris Iannetta, terrific athletic throw to get Donaldson for an important first out. Well done.
Hey, looked like a shortstop.
Yeah, he did. Good feet. Some bobbleheads are bobbleheads. Others, well, they're legendary. Friday, August 5th, first 20,000 fans pick up a Ken Griffey Jr. Hall of Fame bobblehead. It's thanks to Root Sports. Go on over to Mariners.com to pick up your tickets. Highly recommend you get them now. The parrot, the significance of the parrots. You got a cheese head there. It's a Green Bay Packer fan, but that parrot, hopefully Mr. Encarnacion does not leave the yard here. And he tried there, because when he does, like Jeffrey Leonard had his thing when he went around the bases with flaps down, Encarnacion holds that right arm up like he's holding a parrot. And I was told yesterday by Pat Tabler, who does TV for the Blue Jays, it started against Iwakuma a couple of years ago, back in 12, really? I think it was. He said they walked Batista to load the bases. And Eddie was a little steamed, and I think he got a home run. I guess he had a grand slam and started it, and the guy said, hey, go take a look at that videotape. That was pretty cool what you did. And it has exploded this year. They market it. They have it up on the big video board out in center field.
Well, he's had that parrot out 26 times this year.
And the parrot's got a lot of air miles. 1-2. Encarnacion, a free agent after this year. Swing and a miss. Much needed strikeout for Iwakuma. 2 down. As he's got Donaldson to hit a little chopper, throw him out, strikeout Encarnacion. Good stuff.
Pretty good split. You can see the bottom fall out of it. Swings right over the top of it. 84 miles an hour on the split.
And if you're wondering, Jose Bautista rehabbing from turf toe down in AAA this weekend. Expected to be back on Monday. Here's Michael Saunders.
I saw some video of him in his rehab yesterday. He looked like he was running just fine. So he's just getting a few more at-bats, and then he'll be back here with the club.
Shift on for Saunders. 3 defenders on the right side, way out front. Sushek struck out Saunders last night to end the ball game. Steve getting Barney and Donaldson on strikes. Walked Encarnacion, gave up a single to Tulowitzki, and struck out Saunders to end the ball game. 2-1 Mariners. Here's the 0-2. Take it. Adam Lind right to the bag. And after a rocky start against Donaldson, Iwakuma ends up going 1-2-3 in the third, 4-1 on the grand slam by Nelson Cruz. Sports being brought to you by Safeco Insurance. Find a local agent at safeco.com. By Frontier Communications, providers of next generation Fios TV and internet. And by Shag, where your friends live. Right now the Mariners living large on the scoreboard, 4-1. Nelson Cruz, 9th career grand slam, coming in the 3rd inning. Straightaway center field here at Rogers Center on a very hot, humid day. Well, it is July 23rd on the East Coast. There's Martin to lead it off. Leonis bounced into a double play his first time up. Mariners going against R.A. Dickey, knuckleballer, who was a Mariner back in 08.
Well, Martin, some bad luck, really. He hit the ball hard and ricocheted off the side of the mound right to the shortstop, Tulowitzki. Turned into an easy double play.
Martin certainly using your game plan. Attack that knuckleball.
We've seen a number of the guys do that, and it doesn't mean you're always going to get to it, but there you go.
Tulo can't get it. Base hit.
I think if you get it up in the zone like that last knuckleball was, and if you're aggressive with your swing, again, you're not going to square it up all the time. Unfortunately for the Mariners, Nelson Cruz was able to do that on his grand slam, but this looks like it jams him a little bit. So we've seen Cano get a jam shot. This little flare out there. O'Malley's picked up a base hit. All of them with a little bit bigger swing than you would normally see, and you can do that just because of the velocity on it. It's only about 75, 78 miles an hour.
Time for Chris Iannetta breakout. Struck out on a 2-2 pitch. Ball 1. Infield straight up. Clouds have allowed the sun to break out again. 1-1.
We were talking about Edgar earlier in the knuckleball. I know there's some other hitters too that they didn't want to face the knuckleballer, not because they were worried about getting a hit or not, but because they felt that it kind of messed them up for the next 2 or 3 days after that.
I believe it. It's a
especially
radical
change. Yeah, especially if they're swinging well, you know. And you're right, it is a radical change. It's completely opposite of what you're used to, or different from what you're used to doing.
Yeah. Your mindset, your rhythm, everything. You got to change for that one day. Now you got to get back.
Yeah, and it goes a little bit too to what I've been talking about, the swing getting a little bit bigger.
Right.
And then all of a sudden the next day you're facing somebody that's throwing 94, 95 miles an hour. And
good luck.
Yeah.
2-1 to Iannetta. Up and in, 3-1.
Nelson Cruz with the grand slam, and there's a couple of hit batters, back-to-back batters. Smith and Cano both were hit with the knuckleball. That loaded the bases up.
Didn't like it. 3-2. Good pitch. Sean O'Malley's on deck.
One of the other things with a knuckleballer on the mound too is if you're on the bases, you have to anticipate the ball kicking away from the catcher. Even if it looks like it's going to be a strike, it's hard for them to catch the ball cleanly, and if it bounces away from them, even if it's a couple of feet, you should be able to get to the next base if you're anticipating it.
Ball 4 to Iannetta. 2 on here for the Mariners. Good start to the 4th. Chance for Sean O'Malley. Get something done here. Mariners meet the Red Sox. Big 4-game series. It starts Monday, August 1st. Do not miss David Ortiz's final trip to Seattle before he hangs them up. Great seats still available. Go get them at mariners.com. Ortiz second in the league in hitting at 326. Tied for 4th in home runs, 2nd in RBIs. Strike 1 to O'Malley. Infield hit his first time. Looking down to Maniac, the third base coach.
Sometimes you might think in these situations, especially with Sean, he has some speed and maybe bunting, but it is difficult to bunt a knuckleball. He's going to try it.
Donaldson had moved in on the grass, moved up about 5 or 6 steps. Got some action out there. Franklin Morales, the left-hander. Put it in play. Slow roller. Tulo will go to first. Safe. Bases are loaded. Good speed, O'Malley. 2 infield hits.
Looked like Justin Smoke tried to cheat a little bit too. O'Malley can get down the line. Strong throw by Tulowitzki. But he beat it.
From the Ron Fairley, Keith Hernandez school of first base cheating, right?
Yes, Ron Fairley loved to talk about that.
The bases are loaded again for the Mariners. Pitching coach Pete Walker coming out. It's the art of the sell down there at first base with those guys.
And there's a timing involved in it. There's really a knack to do it.
You know who's good at it too? Adrian Gonzalez with the Dodgers.
Very good at it. We'll take another look. See Smoke, see if his foot comes off the base, trying to keep it on there, and O'Malley clearly beats it.
Yeah, that was an article about what, last year before last, that somebody interviewed Red about. No, it was an article about Hernandez, and Hernandez talked about how he got it from
Ron. Yeah. It'll be the 3rd time through the lineup for the Mariners, and a great situation. Bases loaded, nobody out. Aoki 0 for 2.
They ring that cash register. Nobody out. Like one to Nori. A lot of green out there for him, particularly right center. He goes to off his glove. That'll get one for sure. Everybody else will move up. Oh, he hit it right on the button. 5-1 Mariners.
Tulowitzki dropped the ball a couple of times and bobbles. That one off the end of the glove. Oh, he'll pick up a base hit and an RBI.
Hard hit smash. Norrie's 12th RBI. Scoring on a play was Martin. Iannetta to third. O'Malley to second.
That'll be it for R.A. Dickey.
John Gibbons coming out. So a step aside here for a moment on this hot day here in Toronto. Mariners looking good. 4th inning. 5-1. Bases loaded and nobody out. Bases loaded, nobody out, looking for more. Right now, time for the greater coverage of baseball brought to you by T-Mobile. And here's a makeup in the Hall of Fame. 312 Hall of Famers. You got 217 former big league players, 35 Negro leaguers in there, 22 managers, 28 executives, and 10 umpires. And one injustice must be corrected sometime in the near future. Buck O'Neil needs to be in the Hall of Fame.
Does. Yes, I agree with that.
Don't have to think twice about that. Come on. And Edgar Martinez, obviously, and I'm sure Junior will mention him tomorrow. R.A. Dickey done for the day.
Yeah, Mariners able to get to him. 3+ for him, 7 hits, 5 runs. They were all Arnie's responsible for all 3 base runners that are still out there. A couple of walks, 3 strikeouts. He threw 72 pitches, 44 of those for strikes. Morales going to take over.
Franklin Morales, 6'1", 210 out of Venezuela, 30 years old, and we've seen him before. He's with Kansas City last year, 4-2, a 3.18 ERA.
Just 2/3 of an inning on the year for him. This will be his 3rd appearance.
Broke in with Colorado back in 07. He's with that ball club until 11. Went to the Red Sox 11, 12, and 13. Colorado in 14. Kansas City last year. Now Toronto. Bases are loaded. Iannetta at third, O'Malley at second, Nori Aoki at first, and there's nobody out. A run in. Nelson Cruz got the Mariners on the board. The grand slam, his 9th of his career in the 3rd. Aoki 1 for 3 against Franklin. Count evens at 1-1. Smitty fouled out the third and was hit by a pitch. Said Nori earlier, Smitty's 0 for 4, puts it in play. Double play. The run's going to score. The Mariners lead now at 6-1. Scoring on a play is Iannetta. And moving to third, O'Malley.
This routine two-hopper. Strong throw by Tulowitzki. Seth was hustling the whole way, wasn't able to beat it out. Mariners now 2 for 7 with runners in scoring position. Excuse me, 3 for 7.
Cano, an infield hit by a pitch. Robbie 1 for 10 against Franklin Morales. Totally taking a look. On deck circle. Got Rome. Makes the play. Mariners do pick up a run. And they leave a runner stranded at 6-1 Seattle. Toronto, everybody, 6-1 Mariners. Put up 2 in the fourth, 4 in the third. Nelson Cruz a grand slam. Here's Tulowitzki.
Mariners have the shift on with Tulowitzki hitting. See Cano over on the left side of the infield. They expect him to pull the ball straight up in the outfield.
A little low, 2-0. It's a good looking pitch.
Yeah, pretty good curveball.
Nice job by Iwakuma last inning. Struggled against Donaldson. Got him the little chopper in front of the plate. Iannetta threw him out. Then he struck out Encarnacion and got a ground out from Saunders. That looked like he was off to a shaky start, but he rallied big time.
He looked really uncomfortable in the first 2 innings, and it was with his fastball command. The fastball was up out of the zone. Missing his target by quite a bit. Not used to seeing that, but now it looks like he's settling in.
Two and two, Tulo. Bounce it into a force out first time up. Well played by Seager. One out. Curious to see how the sun plays here, but now that the clouds have broken through, see how the outfielders deal with the sun here at Rogers Center.
So many times with Kyle Seager, we forget that he has a pretty strong throwing arm. But turned that one loose, had to give up a little bit of ground on the second hop. But Kyle, we're used to seeing him get rid of the ball so quickly, but put a little extra on that.
Former Mariner Justin Smoke.
Mariners will put the shift on, so everybody moving around to the right side of the infield.
Took it called third strike his first time. Working inside, gets a strike. Broke his bat. Here's O'Malley. Throws him out. Shift works beautifully there. Quick 2 outs. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Seattle Mariners and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Seattle Mariners. Dave Sims, Mike Flowers, Root Sports crew, Rick Grizz, Kevin Kremen, Brad Adams, Jen Mueller, and others in Cooperstown. Hall of Fame weekend. His ball hit foul by Kevin Pillar. Walked and scored in the second. I'm sure Melissa's had Junior rehearse that speech about 15 times over the last few days, so he'll be ready to perform tomorrow.
He's so funny when it came to that speech. Every time you talked to him about it, he said he hadn't given it a thought, hadn't done anything. Nah, I'm not buying. He's going to be prepared.
No question.
Yeah.
Biggest moment, one of the biggest moments in his life, no doubt about it. I want to see the look on Senior's face. I got to tell you,
the smile's not going to go away.
Hey, man, you got it. At New York, when they had the announcement, the New York AC. And I just sort of was hanging behind Senior, just watching him. And, you know, you're a dad, I'm a dad. He's looking at his kid. My kid's going to the Hall of Fame. And I just kept nudging him. I said, how cool is this? He said, man, you have no idea.
Yeah. Awesome.
One and two. That was a lot of fun that day. Let me think. Was Trey was there. The little guy was there. The daughter was still in was out in Arizona. And Junior, you could tell he felt the moment. He was having fun,
right,
but he wasn't as ebullient. He wasn't quite as bubbly. But then as he eased in, and then we started doing the interviews and everything. Ball up the middle, backhand Cano. Look at this. Look at this. Nice play, Robinson Cano. Talk more about Junior when we come back. One day we'll be talking about that man going into the Hall of Fame. 6-1 Mariners. action. As a Mariner fan, you're used to seeing this at least once a ball game. Behind the bag, strong, accurate throw on the money by your second baseman. Look at this. This is just outstanding. That is some serious defense. Great work by Robinson Cano. Mariners enjoying a 6-1 lead, game 2 of a 3-game set. Nelson Cruz to lead it off.
There you go, Dave.
No volunteering here, pal. That ain't happening. Like I said, I did a zip line once in Costa Rica, and I'm off the board, Mike. I'm good.
I would like to give you a hard time about that, but I'm just going to let it go because I'm with you. No chance.
Check it off the list. Quarter mile up. Look at that. Brian Cashman does that kind of stuff in Connecticut. Here's another drive. Center field, but this time it's staying in the yard. We're talking about Junior.
Yes.
Greg Johns, he does a great job covering the Mariners for MLB. He's quoting Junior. This is something I can't describe. The last 4 or 5 months have been a blur, and I think my dad has a bigger grin than I do.
Agreed. Yeah. You know, the funny thing about Junior too, and you were talking about in New York when they were making the announcement and all of that. I've always felt for somebody that basically has been a superstar his entire life, and at 19 years old, he's in the big leagues doing things, and he's, I don't want to say he's uncomfortable in settings like that, but I think he's uncomfortable when all the attention is on him. He would always prefer it to be somewhere else.
Yeah, and the thing and you know him longer than I do, but I think I've gotten to know him pretty good over the last few years. He likes the small groups of 2, 3, 4, and 5 guys, and he can bust chops, and everybody can have a laugh.
Yeah, that's when he's happy with that.
Kyle Seager, 1 for 2, single to center, fly out to center. Michael Morales on in relief of R.A. Dickey gets Seager to ground out. And Griffey Jr. Hall of Fame tomorrow. And here's what Root Sports will be doing part of our coverage. The speech at 7:30 p.m. And then Tuesday at 7:30 we'll show the entire induction. July 31st. Got a whole feature on number 24. And then Ken Griffey Jr. weekend. Be retiring his number 24 throughout the entire organization. Adam Lynn walking a strikeout. Junior knows so many of the Hall of Famers from being around baseball all his life, and his access now is widespread. He's one of the small group of guys, and that's going to be a trip for him, seeing on there the Koufax and all those guys coming out on the stage tomorrow. I mean, that's got to just be chilling.
It would have to be, wouldn't it?
I saw a picture of Junior yesterday. He was hanging out with Hall of Fame President Jeff Idelson, Ricky Henderson, and Jim Ed Rice. A lot of accomplishments in that group. Outside.
Yeah, it's going to be quite a day, and I know for myself, I'm one of the fortunate few that with Junior and Mike Piazza both going in tomorrow, teammates with both of them.
Good point.
So pretty cool to see that happen.
Adam with a base hit. 2-out base runner here in the 5th. 6-1 Mariners. What do you remember about your days with Piazza?
Mike, I'm not sure that I was teammates with or really saw on a regular basis anybody hit the ball harder than Mike Piazza on a daily basis. It seemed that every night, 2 or 3 of his at-bats, he was going to square it up. I know from talking to other players. They said that he hit the hardest ground ball to catch of anybody.
Donaldson taking a look, well out of play.
Good teammate though, great guy.
He was equally happy as was Junior when I saw him in January. Jesse Chavez heating up. Donaldson in on the grass at third. Martin skies one. Right center field. Pilar calling off Carrera. Makes the play and that'll do it. No runs, a hit, no errors, and a man left. Bottom five coming up. Travis, Tolle, and Carrera coming up against Iwakuma. 8-9-1. Here in Toronto, game 2, 3-game set, and ride to the game stress-free from Sound Transit's new Link Light rail stations. Capitol Hill and the UW are now open, so plan your trip. SoundTransit.org. Good mass transportation here in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Fourth largest metropolis in North America. Devin Travis. That's a strike one. Got a hit and run single back in the second. Grand slam by Nelson Cruz got the Mariners on the board in the third. Here's a base hit served into center field. 2 for 2 day for Travis. Both hits going to center field. Mariner Moose going to invite all youngsters to head to center field the next time they're at the ballpark in Seattle. There they can check the Seattle Children's Playfield. Plus stop by the Moose Den to have their picture taken with the best mascot in baseball. Just the third hit given up by Iwakuma. Encarnacion, an infield hit in the first. Travis has the other two.
Josh Tolle has driven in the one run with a sacrifice fly his last time up.
Infield double play depth. Easy play for Martin. One out.
Struggled through the first 2 innings. You see 22 pitches in the first, 20 in the second. But now he's throwing a lot more strikes and the Blue Jays being more aggressive. So a couple of quick innings have helped his pitch count. He's at 75 pitches total. 75 pitches, 45 strikes for Iwakuma.
Top of the order, here's Carrera. Third time through, he's 0 for 2. Talking about Junior going into the Hall of Fame tomorrow. I always like trying to jump on the broadcast early as they introduce the Hall of Famers. And I know I had seen some pictures of Rod Carew. He was in Boston being honored the other day. Hopefully he'll make his way over to Cooperstown. And I know Mr. Aaron was a little, I think he had a recent hip problem, but hopefully he'll be there. Mr. Mays, I mean, all the Giants, certainly in my youth, Mays, Aaron, Koufax, those guys.
Oh, I think if they're physically able to be there, they're going to be there.
That's a heck of a group they can bring up there too. Boy, the Holland Brooks and Frank Robinson. I mentioned Ricky Henderson, Jim Rice, I think Steve Carlton. Oh my goodness, Randy Johnson. Recent guys, Biggio. Some crew. Wade Boggs.
Maddox, Glavine.
Whoa. That's right. Who can forget the big herd? Chopper off the plate. They'll just get one here. Just got him two. Two down here in the fifth, and for Mr. Griffey Jr., 51st player elected in the first year of eligibility. Should have been unanimous. 30, you know about that. 31st player elected with at least 90% of the vote, and the 24th center fielder. Wow, I didn't know that. I knew it was a lot of center fielders. I didn't realize it was 24, and of course his number being 24. It's a lot. Donaldson 0 for 1 with a walk. Little dribbler out in front of the plate. Ian Netta made a fine play to throw him out. Devin Travis out at second base, 2 down. There's got an Aoki RBI single, another run scored on a double play in the fourth. Big blow, the grand slam by Nelson Cruz. In the third, his 9th salami of his career. There's Nelson, straightaway center field, and he touched it up 433 feet. Would have been more, but the seats got in the way. (3-0) to Donaldson, who is career 3 for 21 against Iwakuma. Reigning MVP, having another strong year. Time called.
Iwakuma has been careful with Donaldson and Encarnacion. Those are the two guys in the lineup where he's really been trying to pitch on the edges of the plate.
Three and one. Big 3-1 pitch. 3-2. Mentioned Nelson Cruz's home run, the grand slam, his 9th. Alex Rodriguez holds the record, major league record, with 25 grand slams. The third full count for Iwakuma. Payoff pitch here to Donaldson. Ball 4. 2 on, 2 out for Encarnacion. Third walk issued by Iwakuma. CenturyLink bringing you what's next. Wrap up the series tomorrow before we head to Pittsburgh. Wade Miley gets a chance to even his record at 7-7. Goes against Jay Happ, the former Mariner, and Pittsburgh Pirate. Philadelphia Phillies having an outstanding year and lots of run support this year. He's 12-3. Encarnacion, an infield hit and a strikeout. Look out, that throw.
We saw him do that in last night's ball game.
Not quite the distance he carried last night.
You don't see that very often, but back-to-back games?
No. Very good speed out there. Travis at second, Donaldson at first. 2 outs. And Kuma's got the edge right now. 0-2.
'87 pitches. I think if he can get out of this inning, Scott Service may be able to get one more inning out of him. Typically, Lacombe gets around that 94 pitch mark is when he typically will take him out of the game.
Comes the 0-2 to Encarnacion. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Iwakuma. 3 pitches takes care of Encarnacion and strands 2. 6-1 Mariners. Here on Root Sports, being brought to you by CHI Franciscan Health, the Mariners' official partners in health. Learn to stay Northwest healthy at nwhealthy.org. And by the Out to Lunch concert series presented by the Downtown Seattle Association.
Nice. Thank you. Thank you
That's
so
an
much.
interesting talent. 6-1 lead for the Mariners, middle game of a 3-game set. And Iwakuma got good run support, and he's pitching a heck of a ball game, giving up a run on 3 hits. Impressive.
Jesse Chavez taking over, 35 appearances, 3.25 ERA for him. Nobody getting loose in the Mariner pen, so maybe they're going to try to get one more inning out of Iwakuma. I think he's at 88 pitches at this point.
Well, he's done some nice work today. Seen plenty of Chavez over the years. This is his first year with Toronto. The last 2004 with Oakland. Prior to that, he'd been with Toronto for a cup of coffee in 2012. And Iannetta swings through. Chavez started his career with Pittsburgh, went to Atlanta, Kansas City, Toronto, Oakland, and Toronto. There's 0 for 1, a walk and a run scored today. Chavez started with Oakland last year, 26 starts, 30 games overall, went 7-15 with a 4.18 ERA.
He's a good guy to have in your bullpen. He's been around and take a spot start for you from time to time, long relief. Not overpowering. He's going to try to locate his fastball, mix in a slider with it.
Get down, ball, get down. It does. And past Saunders. Iannetta breaks an 0 for 22 with a double leading off the 6th. Good for Chris, his 11th double. And the Mariners off on a good foot here in the 6th inning.
He had a pretty good fastball too, located fastball, running right off the inside corner, able to keep his hands inside of it and get the barrel to as he drives it into the gap. Donaldson in at third, expecting O'Malley to drop a bunt down. Sean's having a good day. He's 2 for 2.
Gets the bunt down, beautifully executed. Donaldson has starts hurrying, it doesn't get him.
His 3rd hit of the game.
3 infield hits, 3 for 3 days. Sean O'Malley. Beautiful.
Well, he's taking advantage of the speed that he has. Take another look at it. Long stride trying to get to the base.
Donaldson was in good shape, and then he figured he could beat him with a throw. He took his time getting to the ball.
And when he looked up, he tried to put as much as he could on it, and they're going to take a look at it to see if Sean actually beat that out.
I believe he did.
Yeah, but it surprised him. Perfect bunt by O'Malley.
And I'd say, I don't know what the number is, but I'll just say in recent times his bunts have gotten markedly better.
We've seen him out early working on it. I saw him the other day. He was out early working on his bunting.
Ooh, man, that's
they
close.
May change it. Yeah. It'll either be a base hit or a sacrifice.
Attaboys are deserved, though, no matter the outcome, because that was a fine bunt. Got the job done. He got Iannetta in the 3rd.
And again, it's not when his glove closes, it's when the ball hits the back of his glove is the timing of it.
That's real close.
One thing he has working in his favor is he was originally called safe, so see if they can see enough to change it or not.
Mike Everett, crew chief. Tim Timmons, first base umpire. Chavez continues to heat up. Right now the temperature here in Toronto at 91 degrees. I heard a stat this morning watching the news. All but about 2 states are affected by this heat, particularly on the East Coast, a heat dome. Temperatures getting up close to 100. He is safe.
There you go. Good for him. Good hustle. Excellent bunt.
Josh Donaldson now knows what kind of wheels O'Malley has. Seeing that replay. Came in nice and easy and then Uh-oh.
Yeah, put as much as he could on the throw.
Good setup for the Mariners. Runners at the corners. Leading 6-1. Nobody out. Top of the order, Nori Aoki. 2 minutes 5 seconds on that review. Nori got an RBI infield hit last time up. Scored a run back in a third. 1 for 3 day. Chris Iannetta, a leadoff double. O'Malley with a fine bunt base hit. Runners at the corners.
Donaldson in at third. Middle infielders playing back for the double play.
Chance to build that lead. Nori beats it by Smoke. Scoring is Iannetta. O'Malley motoring to third. Nori Aoki makes it 7-1 Mariners. Base hit his second today and his second RBI.
Second run scored by Iannetta. Mariners having a much better day than they did last night. Last night 1 for 13 runners in scoring position, but they're 5 for 10 today, and Aoki being aggressive on a couple of fastballs in the middle of the plate.
So Nori has really been a boon in that leadoff spot since coming back. 2 for 5 yesterday. He's got 2 hits today. Went 1 for 4 on Wednesday. See if Smitty can join the party here.
That
0
pitch
for
well,
2.
that pitch well off the plate away.
Fouled out to Donaldson at third. Hit by a pitch scored on the grand slam by Cruz. Bounced into a double play in the fourth. Cole stood on that O'Malley bunt. First 3 men have reached. 1 is scored here in the 6th. Good count for Smitty. 2-1. Jesse Chavez out of San Gabriel, California, 32 years old. Got a couple men aboard, a run in. That will get through. Scoring is O'Malley. Moving to second is Aoki. The Mariners just pecking away. 8-1 Seattle. Smitty with an RBI, his 43rd, his first hit of the ball game. Scoring on that play, O'Malley.
4 hits in a row for the Mariners. You see this bouncing ball through the right side. Mariners 6 for 11 with runners in scoring position.
Gotta like that. Heavy artillery coming up. Cano, Cruz, and Seager, a big 3 for the Mariners. Ball 1. Cano's got great numbers against Jesse Chavez. 9 for 21, a 429 clip. Four consecutive hits. The The old song used to go, train kept rolling all night long. No sense stopping now. 1-1 count to Cano. Broken 0 for 8 with an infield hit first inning. Should get a good pitch to hit here. 2-1. Chavez drafted by the Rangers back in 2002 in the 42nd round. Belted but foul. Chavez, 42nd round. They've reduced it down to 40 now. This was back in 2002 when he was picked up. Think Robbie hit that hard enough?
Took out a row of seats. Like a changeup out in front of a changeup.
Couple of runs in, 8-1 lead. Bidding for more. Nobody out. Pitch from Chavez. Base hit through the hole right side. They'll get a stop sign for Nori. As the throw comes in from Carrera. Bases loaded again for Mr. Cruz.
And the Mariners now with 5 hits in a row. Still nobody out.
Last time, 2 times ago, we visited with Mr. Cruz. He went deep straight away, 433 feet worth. Columbia Bank difference of the game got the Mariners on the board. They trailed 1-0 and he turned that around quickly, and they've led ever since. 4 in the third, 2 in the fourth.
9th career grand slam for him.
And they continue to build here. Boy, oh boy. Hopefully, Edgar Martinez, you're watching this on your iPad. Boys are swinging the bat well. 5 consecutive hits.
13 hits in the game. We're only in the 6th inning.
It's a day game. We got time.
That's right.
"13 times Major League history. Players had 2 salamis in a game.
They tried. Pretty good slider.
2009, Josh Willingham of the Nationals, the last guy to do it. Cruz 6 for 13, 3 home runs against Jesse Chavez. Bases loaded, nobody out, couple runs in. Oh, and 2 to Nelly. Ball 1. Chavez, second man out of the pen. What an inning. Double infield hit on a bunt. Base hit to right and RBI. RBI single to right and another base hit to right. 2 runs in here in the 6th.
He hasn't thrown him a fastball yet. All sliders so far.
A lot of room out there. 1-2 pitch.
There's the fastball.
Been some monster home runs here. Canseco way upstairs down the left field line. Out the left center field, Manny Ramirez, 491, said to be the longest one ever in this building, which opened back in '89. 1-2 to Nelly. Throw something over the plate here. 2-2. 5 consecutive hits.
Iwakuma getting a long rest in the dugout. 88 pitches for Iwakuma. Nobody getting loose in the Mariner pen. So Scott Service is going to try to get another inning. And why not? Mariners up by 7.
Kuma's given up a run on 3 hits. Struck out 3, walked 3. Oh, man. Big cut.
Bo Schultz getting loose in the pen for the Blue Jays. Hard throwing right-hander. His fastball will be in the mid-90s.
We saw him last night for 1/3 of an inning. Pitch here to Cruz. Taken outside, full count. Oh, the possibilities. Nobody out. Bases loaded. Pitch to Cruz. Bouncing ball too low. Jump throw to get 1. And they get the double play. Another run does score to make it 9-1. That's Aoki coming home, and Smith going to 3rd.
Second time Aoki has scored in the game. Jump throw by Tulowitzki.
3rd double play turned by the Blue Jays. 2 outs, runner at 3rd for Kyle Seager. 1 for 3. Way inside. Seager 4 for 18 with a homer against Chavez. There's Seth Smith at 3rd with 2 down. Strike 1. 1-1. Seager. Deep center field. Long run Pilar. Slicing away from him. Goodbye. 2-run homer Kyle Seager. Double figures for the Mariners. Kyle with his 19th home run. RBI 64 and 65. 11-1 Seattle. Hey now.
I got a share again.
And that's going to be it for Chavez. Tough inning for him. Ended up throwing 29 pitches. You take a look at Kyle. His eyes light up. Looked like a changeup. 87 miles an hour. Wasn't sure he had enough. Dead center field.
That is a backbreaker right there. 11-1 in the 6th. Kuma cruising. The boys are happy. Roll Mariners. Available, enjoy it. That's what these folks are doing here in Toronto. Get a little sun. Right at the harbor. Good stuff. On a hot day here in Toronto, 90 degrees as we speak. It's been a monumental inning for the Mariners. Got a 5 spot up on the board.
Bo Schultz going to take over. 7 appearances, a 1.93 ERA. Good fastball, mix in a slider.
Adam Lind, the hitter, he's got a base hit to his credit. Base hit to right last time up, 1 for 2 with a walk. Adam Lind, the 8th man to the plate for the Mariners. Nice work by Kyle Seager. Home run number 19. All at 2 strikes. One and 2. Enough top spin. Travis, nice play to get him. 8 men to the plate, 5 runs, 6 hits, no errors, nobody left. The Mariners have blown this baby wide open. 11-1 Seattle. Like it here, you gotta love the score. 11-1 Mariners in a Mariners Summer 6-pack. Perfect way to enjoy marquee matchups, unique promotions, including Griffey Weekend in August, and great seat locations during the second half of the season. For more details or to purchase your pack, go to mariners.com/flex. Row, row, row your boat. Iwakuma, beneficiary of big run support today. 4 in the 3rd, 2 in the 4th, 5 in the 6th. Produced an 11-1 lead.
And early on, it looked as if he might need the run support. Struggling through the first 2 innings, but he has settled down and really thrown the ball well since then. Mariners have the shift on with Michael Saunders hitting. Saunders in the cleanup spot today. He is 0 for 2.
Kuma struck out 3. 2 big ones. You got Encarnacion in the 3rd and the 5th. Struck out Smoke Looking in the 2nd. Saunders will pop out and a ground out to Lind at first. Saunders, Tulowitzki, and Smoke 4, 5, and 6 here for the Blue Jays. Saunders went that way last night against Paxton. Pretty much the same spot, same result. Run Michael Saunders, his 18th, 45th RBI. 8th home run given up by Iwakuma to a left-hand hitter.
And for Saunders, it's a fastball. 2-1 count, 87 miles an hour. Dave mentioned almost identical to the home run that he hit yesterday.
Saunders makes it an 11-2 ball game. Tulowitzki fouls one off. Too low is 0 for 2. Three defenders left side for Tulowitzki. Looks at strike 2. Steve Cishek, nice job last night. 23rd save in 28 opportunities. That's well hit. But it's staying in the yard. Norrie's under it. Take a look at the Delta Airlines keep climbing standings. Mariners trying to take advantage of an ice-cold Texas Ranger Ball Club. Rangers have lost 4 consecutive games, 8 of the last 9. They're 4-13 in the month of July, while the Mariners, this big lead, have a chance to do even more damage. Texas at Kansas City later on tonight as Nuno warms up. It'll be Hamels against Ventura in that game that starts at 4:15 Pacific time. Aoki for another put out. 2 outs. Smoke is retired. Run in, 2 outs. And bring up Kevin Pillar, the center fielder. Walk, run scored in the second. And Cano made his patented behind the second base bag throw across his body on the money to retire him to end the 4th inning.
Iwakuma now at 97 pitches. He's reached 100 pitches twice this year. 102 is his high. That was against the Yankees. Threw 100 pitches against the Tigers earlier.
Off of Iwakuma, O'Malley right there. Throw him out. So 1-6-3 on that putout. Home run by Saunders. Gets the Jays back on the board with another run. It's 11-2 Seattle. Mariners baseball on Root Sports, brought to you by Money Tree. Proud to make a donation to Mariners Care for every Mariners win. By Jack in the Box, it's back. The Portobello Mushroom Buttery Jack. Taste it before it's gone at Jack in the Box. And by CenturyLink, your link to what's next. Fire rescue boat showing off here in Toronto, where the Mariners lead it 11-2. A 4-run third, a 2-run fourth, a 5-run sixth. Nelson Cruz a grand slam, his 9th of his career.
Well, it turned out to be a nice outing by Iwakuma.
Mariners in the 6th, 8 men to the plate, 5 runs on 6 hits. 2-run homer for Seager.
Looks like he's done for the day. 98 pitches. Wade LeBlanc getting loose in the pen. Left-hander.
Tell you what, he did a heck of a job. Remember early on he was struggling, something he wasn't pinpoint like he usually is. There's Wade.
Yeah, 42 pitches to get through the first 2 innings. Settled down though.
Broken bat ground ball. Travis is there to throw out Martin. One away to bring up Chris Iannetta. Iwakuma en route to his 11th win. And man, what a dependable guy he has been this year. He stayed healthy. Now the Mariners have Felix back, get him going. Taijuan Walker hopefully will be back before long. And you called it yesterday. Wade Miley due for a big one tomorrow.
I think so. Be interested to see. He's going to have his good changeup tomorrow. But if he can command his fastball, and throwing strikes is never a problem for Wade Miley. Typically he's going to throw strikes. It's the quality of those strikes. If he can pitch on both sides of the plate.
Yeah.
I like his changeup against this lineup.
Yeah, they're going up there hacking. An aggressive, high-scoring ball club. Good for Chris Iannetta last time up. Broken 0 for 22. Continued his hot hitting against the Jays. Got a double to left center field in the 6th, and that got things started. He's due for a hot streak that he had earlier in the year. Mike Zunino back with the ball club. Mike went 1 for 3 yesterday. Hammered base hit. Iannetta drilled that one. He'll hold, and that'll feel good. Back-to-back hits for the Mariner catcher. Good stuff. Tune in every Sunday for a new episode of Mariners All Access. Get exclusive player interviews, behind-the-scenes footage, and Mariners stories you can't find anywhere else. Tomorrow's episode, yep, it's going to be dedicated to Ken Griffey Jr. and his Hall of Fame speech in Cooperstown. For your local programming schedule, visit rootsports.com.
Sean O'Malley stepping in, looking for his 4th hit of the day. Sean 3 for 3.
Hall of Fame ceremonies begin at 1:30 tomorrow Eastern Time. This guy's got to be feeling good. He's 3 for 3 with the run scored. And you got to be happy for Iannetta. Scored twice and hit the ball hard twice his last 2 times up to break the long offer. (2-0) to Sean. Feel like the weight of the world is off you after you break an 0 for 21?
Yes.
Could you answer that a little quicker?
Well, I've been there, I know. After a while, you wonder if you're ever going to get a hit again.
That stinks, doesn't it? Hey, talk about barreling one up. Iannetta. Impressive. 3-0 to O'Malley. Strike one. Mariners beat up on Jesse Chavez, who went 2/3 of an inning, 6 hits, 5 runs, all earned. ERA went from 3.25 to 4.42. Has nothing to do with the 442 Oldsmobile back in the day either. Which was a great car. Yeah, you're right. That's a tough afternoon. O'Malley thought he had a free pass.
He should have. That pitch was well off the plate. Fastball at 96 miles an hour. Catcher set up on the outside corner.
Tough break.
Yeah.
There's Nori Aoki. 2 hits, 2 RBIs, 2 runs scored. That'll play. Aaron RBIs today, 2 for Nori. Smitty's got 1. Cruz has 4 on the grand slam. Seager 2-run home. And Iwakuma, he gave up a home run to Saunders leading off the 6th and a sac fly to Josh Tolley in the 2nd. The only runs he allowed to score for Toronto.
He only gave up 4 hits.
Very nice work. En route to win number 11 against 6 losses. Smoke will take it. That'll do it for the Mariners. Iannetta, another hit for Chris. 11-2 Mariners. Do you know where your winning numbers are? Download the Washington's Lottery mobile app and everything will be a click away. Good eats here at the ballpark, Rogers Center, Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Good to have you with us. Our only visit here this season. And Hisashi Iwakuma, stellar today, Mike.
Again, struggled through the first 2 innings. Only gave up 1 run. That was a big key to this ballgame. Had to fight his way through it, but then he found it. And once he started locating his fastball, it set things up for his slider and his split. But I thought overall, really another nice effort, giving up just the 2 runs, 4 hits for Iwakuma. Was able to go 6 innings, so that makes the manager happy. Scott Service. 6 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, both of them earned, 3 walks. Not used to seeing that, a couple of them early in the game. 3 strikeouts. He threw 98 pitches. Wade LeBlanc, left-hander, going to take over. This will be his 5th appearance, a 3.63 ERA. 16 strikeouts, over 4 walks. Opponents hitting .241.
Wade has been a terrific addition to the Mariner Ball Club. 1-0 with a 3.63, 16 strikeouts in 4 starts. So fouled off by Devin Travis. Travis 2 for 2, couple of singles to center. Travis, Tolley, and Carrera 8, 9, and 1.
Well, LeBlanc picked the club up, had a couple of really good starts for him. Now out in the bullpen.
Got change of speeds, changes locations really well. And after his first outing with the Mariners, Robinson Cano told me, says that guy knows how to pitch. Told it to Wade, who's been around, but coming from that guy, that means a lot. Thank you very much.
Very good changeup. Will use both sides of the plate, even though his fastball is going to be 87, 88 miles an hour.
It's almost like they cloned Jamie Moyer. A lot of similarities. 2-2 pitch. Strike 3 called. Got him. 1 down. Don't forget to stick around after the game for Mariners post game presented by Delta Airlines. Angie Mentink, Bill Kruger, they'll be in the studio. Jen Mueller's in Cooperstown getting ready for big day tomorrow for Ken Griffey Jr. And everybody in the Mariner organization can swell with pride when he goes into the Hall of Fame tomorrow. Josh Tolley, sac fly in the second, fly out to center in the 5th. Scott Service a little more relaxed today. Broken bat ground ball. 2 outs. Tolley's gone.
As he should be. Have a 9-run lead. Sit back and enjoy the game. Mariners with 11 runs, 15 hits, 11 runs. 9th career grand slam for Nelson Cruz this afternoon. Kyle Seager, his 19th home run.
Most runs the Mariners have scored since that July 2nd game at home against Baltimore. 12-6 win. James Paxton got the win in that one. Top of the order, here's Carrera, 0 for 3. 2 ground outs. Make that 3 ground outs. Breaking ball missed. Two balls, 2 strikes. Louisiana born, University of Alabama shaped. Wade LeBlanc and another strikeout, both looking a 1-2-3 7th. The pride of the Crimson Tide, it's 11-2 Seattle. right, Angie. Thank you. I look forward to seeing that kid hit. Heard nothing but raves. 8th time the Mariners have been in double-figure scoring.
Drew Storen taking over for the Blue Jays. For Drew, 37 appearances on the year, high ERA at 5.5. Opponent's hitting .299. He's given up 5 home runs this year. Storen will be the 4th reliever for the Blue Jays.
Strike 2 to Seth Smith leading off. Smitty, Cano, and Cruz against Drew Storen in his first year with the Blue Jays. From 2010 to last year, he was with the Washington Nationals. He's had some good years saving ball games for the Nats. Saved 43 games back in 2011. Last year, 29 games, but became expendable. Traded to the Jays for Ben Revere January 8th of this year. So a few American pitchers you'll see with that hesitation a la the Japanese pitchers.
I was right there thinking along with you. I hadn't seen that.
And I don't remember that from him prior when we'd seen him with the Nats.
No, I think that's something new.
Storen, 28 years old, out of Indianapolis, went to Stanford University. First round pick of the Nats in 2009, 10th overall. Smitty with an RBI single back in the 6th. Scored in the 3rd. Was on board when Cruz hit his 9th career grand slam. Smitty got there by getting hit by a pitch. Seth is 1-for-1 career against Storen. Team Storen was traded by having a heck of a year. Nats are 57 and 44.5 up on Miami, 5 on the Mets in the National League East.
And a pretty good battle going on. 7 pitches so far to Seth. Looking at the tracer, you can see Storen moving the ball around on him, using both sides of the plate.
Two pitch. Here Jordan Baker said no, it's in, so full count. Three-two pitch. Good job fighting it off.
10th pitch of the at-bat coming up. Cano waiting on deck. He's had a couple of hits today.
Next action in the major leagues will fire up about 15-20 minutes. Giants at the Yankees. Right now this is the only game going on. Heck of a walk by Smitty to start things off here in the 8th. We want you to join in on the conversation for up-to-date game information and live interaction. Be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter and Instagram. Check us out. Stay connected with Root Sports. Good walk around city with a harbor and waterfront here in Toronto. And I'm sure we've got people with plans that might include a cerveza and a boat and some water. That was Pier 4, I'm told. Cano, an infield hit in the first, hit by a pitch in the third, fouled out to the catcher in the fourth and singled to right in the sixth. First time he's seeing Drew Storen. Didn't like that call, outside corner, says Jordan Baker.
11-2. Tendency is for the strike zone to get a little bit wider, Dave. As a hitter, you don't like it, but it's not the first time that's happened.
Nor the last.
Yep.
That's a fair ball. Nice hops down there by Tim Timmons. Fan grabbed it. They had double, second and third.
And here we go. Change up, 83 miles an hour. Robbie out in front of it, but able to keep it fair. And an opportunity for Nelson Cruz to drive in a few more runs, and it looks like Sardinius is going to come on and pinch run for Cano, so his day is done.
Good move.
I would say he's earned a couple of innings off.
Yeah, he has. And all you have to do is look up Cano's numbers. He's playing 155, 155 plus every year. Mark it down.
Well, day off for him is when he DHs.
Right.
Nelson Cruz has already driven in 4 with his grand slam, so he's looking to add to that.
Straightaway center field, 433 feet. 24th home run. Took his RBI total to 62. Seager hit a 2-run homer. He's got 65 runs batted in. 1-0. Cruz 0 for 1 against Drew Storen. That'll play. Couple of home runs here today. The Mariners have broken a tie for second in the American League with these Blue Jays. That's crushed, and that is leaving the yard, baby. The boomstick strikes again. A 3-run jack this time. 7 ribbies. Boomstick, baby. Nelson Cruz.
7 RBIs. Wow.
That was a pure sound too, wasn't it?
It was, and it was on a rope.
Want your laundry back, sir? Beautiful. You folks watching in Cooperstown, you got to be digging this. Oh man, right there. Right there.
Not a lot of elevation on it. Hooking line drive into the seats.
Well, we talked about it before the game. You said there could be a lot of balls flying out of here. Cha-ching.
Mariners 17 hits, 14 runs on 17 hits.
20th career multi-hit game. Man, oh man.
Seven RBIs on the day. He's now tied with Kyle Seager for the team lead.
1-2 to Kyle. Walk, a double, 3-run homer.
Storen has thrown 20 pitches and hasn't recorded an out.
There's the first out. He gets Seager swinging. And gets a Bronx cheer. Stanford alums are not pleased right now with Storen, who went to school in Palo Alto. Sun breaking out for Adam Lind, ball 1. Mariners last night 1 for 13. Runners in scoring position today 9 for 15. Too low, can't get that one. Adam Lind with his second base hit today. Broken bat base hit. Third hit of the inning.
The Mariners now 18 hits in the ball game.
Let's see. I believe everybody has checked in and more than once.
You are correct.
I like that, and more than once.
Yeah.
O'Malley's 3 for 3. Iannetta 2 for 3. Martine's got a base hit. He's 1 for 4. Lind is 2 for 4. Seager's got a couple of hits. He's 2 for 5. Cruz is 1-2 for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cano's got 2 hits. Smitty's got a hit and 2 for Aoki.
And Seth has scored 3 times.
There we go.
Mariners now with the 18 hits, 1 shy of their season high. They had 19 hits in June against the Tigers. Believe it or not, they lost that game.
We'll see the Tigers on the next homestand. Martine couldn't keep it fair. Next homestand will be the Red Sox, the Angels, and the Tigers. Tigers up to second place in the Central Division, 6 behind Cleveland. Angels struggling mightily at 11.5 off the pace. 4th place in the West. Slow roller. There's 1. And they get the 2. The 4th double play turned by the Blue Jays, but damage done by the boomstick. He's got 7 ribbies today, hit a 3-run homer, and it was smoked. 14-2 Mariners. folks here at Rogers Center. 14-2 Seattle, game 2 of a 3-game set. Ken Griffey Jr. going into the Hall of Fame tomorrow. Here's a look at some of the coverage we're going to have starting tomorrow. The speech at 7:30 p.m. Tuesday, the induction, July 31st. Number 24, big special at 2:30 p.m. coming up. And then August 6th, that's part of Ken Griffey Jr. weekend in Seattle, retiring his number 24 throughout the organization. Here's a battle of Alabama and Auburn. Wade LeBlanc, Crimson Tide, and Josh Donaldson, and Auburn Tiger. LeBlanc came on in the 7th. Struck out Travis looking, got Tolley to ground out, and Carrera looking. In the infield, O'Malley moves him short to second. Sardinius takes over at shortstop. LeBlanc on in relief of Hisashi Iwakuma. 6 strong innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts. There's a strike. Iwakuma, 98 pitches, 60 for strikes. And brought a Sardinius just into the game. 1 away.
Biagini pitched in last night's game. He's getting loose. So it looks like he'll get an inning. Pitched the top of the 9th.
Mariners will see these Blue Jays again in September. September 19, 20, and 21. 2 night games in a last Wednesday matinee. Towering drive, center field, staying in the yard. Martin is there, out number 2, and Encarnacion's gone. Question for you: are you the ultimate Northwest fan in the state of Montana? Then Root Sports is looking for you throughout the month of July. Submit a photo and a story on our website at rootsports.com/ultimate-fan, and you could win a VIP trip for 2 to Seattle in September, personalized jersey, and more. For official rules, visit rootsports.com. Another big crowd on hand here. 47,517. Jays lead the league in average attendance. Just over 39,000. Saunders goes opposite field again, and he has homered again. Second homer in as many at bats. 3rd homer in 2 games. Sondo showing up. Oh, Powers got 8, make that 19 homers. 46 runs batted in.
All of them on the fastball, outer half of the plate. There's the swing. A lot of leverage in this swing. Not much doubt about it.
Tulowitzki fouls one back. 8th multi-home run game for Michael Saunders. Pulled the string nicely. 77 miles an hour. Through an open right side base hit. First hit for Tulowitzki today.
Bring in Justin Smoke. Smoke the switch hitter. Turnaround hit right-handed for the first time this afternoon. Didn't play in yesterday's game. Had to start at first base today.
Oh for 3 day for Big Smokey. Strikeout looking, ground out to short and fly to left. Saunders with 2 home runs today, solo shots. Sac fly by Josh Tully accounting for the Toronto runs. Smoke jumps on one, left field, deep, gone, 2-run shot. Smoke's 11th home run. RBI's 25 and 26. That's 3 home runs for the Jays. The Mariners have hit 3, so they're tied again. Total of 141.
Just a solid line drive. It was just a matter of whether it was going to be high enough to get over the wall on left field, and it just clears it. The way LeBlanc looked like he was going to have an easy inning, retiring the first 2 batters. All of a sudden he has 3 earned runs on the board.
14-5. Strike 1 to Pilar. Baltimore #1 in home runs at 141, but these 2 teams are tied at 141. Blanc had a clean 7th. Not so tidy here in the 8th. LeBlanc trying to put an end to the 8th. Two balls, 2 strikes. Two quick outs and a homer, single, and a 2-run homer. Two and 2.
Well, the next pitch will be 30. Basically, it's just staying with his fastball changeup combination. Last changeup was well located. Pilar barely getting a piece of it.
2-2. That'll be Martine's ball. Puts it away, and that's the inning. For the Jays, and a home run from Saunders and a 2-run shot from Smoke. It's 14-5 Mariners. Toronto, Ontario, Canada, 14-5. Makes it even more pleasant for Mariner fans. Big day for Nelson Cruz. He's driven in 7 with a grand slam and a 3-run shot. Speaking of big bombers, Ken Griffey Jr., 630 home runs. Going into the Hall of Fame tomorrow. First player elected to the Hall of Fame to hit 40-plus homers in both leagues. Tommy and Pujols have also accomplished that. See them in the Hall of Fame at some point. First #1 pick elected surpasses Reggie Jackson, who was picked #2 by Kansas City back in the 60s. Joe Biagini takes over. Here's Chris Iannetta. John Gibbons made a couple of changes. He's pulled Troy Tulowitzki. Darwin Barney takes over at shortstop. Carrera moves from right field to left. And Junior Lake takes over in right field.
Ionnetta's had a good day today. Was walked, had a double, picked up another base hit, scored a couple of runs.
Donaldson throws him out. Best part of that information there, Mike, is that he breaks an 0 for 21, gets off the schneid. That single he had back in the 7th barreled up as well as anything hit today.
Biagini's pitched well for the Blue Jays. ERA to 2.70. O'Malley looking to add to his day. He's 3 for 4 this afternoon.
Got a piece of 93, strike 1. Late afternoon games just underway. Giants at the Yankees, Phillies at the Pirates. Next start times will be at 7:10 Eastern. Three and 1 to O'Malley. Long time ago, R.A. Dickey started this game. 3 innings of 7 hits, 6-run ball, 6 runs all earned, 2 walks, and 3 strikeouts. O'Malley swings through, 2 down. Throw hard.
This will be the 6th plate appearance for Aoki today.
What a good day for him. 2 hits, 2 runs batted in, 2 runs scored. Through the hole. There's another knock for Nori.
Well, with that base hit, the Mariners have tied their season high for hits with 19 as a team. 19 hits. They did it back in June against the Tigers. And this is the 19th hit. Being aggressive on a fastball. Pulls it right through the hole on the right side. Bring up Seth Smith. Seth, his last time up. 10-pitch at bat. Worked a walk out of it. Ended up scoring on the home run by Nelson Cruz.
Pretty productive. 3 runs scored today. Strike one. Strike two to Smitty with 2 outs, run aboard. Just joining us, Mariners 3rd inning scored 4 runs. 4th inning scored 2. 6th inning scored 5. 8th inning scored 3. Cruz is driven in 7. Grand slam in the 3rd, a 3-run shot in the 8th. Seager's homered a 2-run blast in the 6th. Orioles is driven in 2 runs. Seth Smith is driven in a run. And all the starters have at least 1 hit. Good look in Mariner box score. On a 2 to Seth. Smitty can keep the at-bat alive. Luis Sardinas will get a chance to swing for the first time since entering as a pinch runner in the 8th inning.
And he would probably like an at-bat.
Replace Robinson Cano.
Came on as a pinch runner and got a chance to swing one time.
Aoki 3 hits, Cano 3 hits, and 3 for O'Malley. Look out.
Able to fight off that fastball right on the inside corner. A late swing, but it definitely was going to be a strike. So good job by Seth.
On 2 strikes. Seth's a nightmare for pitchers.
He is, yeah, he is. I was just thinking that his last at bat 10 pitches, and this will be the 7th pitch in this at bat.
Batting in the 2-hole really helps. 3, 4, and 5 coming up to get a good look what the pitchers have.
Hitting second, he scored 3 runs today.
Pilar got a good jump, and he makes the catch. That superior jump prevented a base hit for Seth Smith, who hit it on the butt. A tough break for Seth and a tough break for Sardinas, who won't get a chance to swing it here today. But Pilar's been making all kinds of highlight reel catches this season for the Blue Jays. That's well done. 14-5 Mariners. Angie and Bill, thank you very much. Wade LeBlanc, his third inning of work. He's got Devin Travis, Josh Tolle, and Ezekiel Carrera. Mr. Cruz with 7 runs batted in today. 13th time a Mariner player has done that. And maybe you want to buy him a beverage since you've done it twice, Mr. Blowers.
Maybe I will. Maybe I'll let him buy me one. What do you think about that, Dave?
To the gap and a long run for Nori and Martin. One hop over the fence. Went 1-2-3 in the 7th and gave up 3 runs on 3 hits in the 8th, including home runs by Saunders and Smoke. Now a leadoff double by Travis. Josh Tolle, sac fly to center and a ground ball. Here comes Seth Smith. Make that Martin. 1 out. Top of the order. Should be Junior Lake. That it's still Carrera.
Junior Lake, I think, is hitting in Saunders' spot.
Gotcha. Looking bat ground ball.
Wade working in his 3rd inning, and I think that's the 3rd or 4th bat that he's been able to get.
I agree. Pretty good for a guy that's not throwing 95.
His fastball's at 87 this afternoon.
He's ahead 0-2. One-two pitch here. Nice stop by Adam Lynn. LeBlanc covers. They get the out. Runner to third. It's 2 away. Nice play there.
I'm sure that Wade appreciates the effort by Adam Lynn.
Keeping it loose down there. Goody looks like the instigator in this case.
No, I'm gonna bet it's Felix.
He started it.
The camera got there a little late, but he ended up starting it. Yeah.
To get Taiwan back in the next couple of weeks or so, not sooner. Expect him to pitch a sim game in Pittsburgh. This one driven a long way by Donaldson. Smitty back there, makes the catch, and that's the ball game. The Auburn guy gave the Alabama guy a pretty good ride, but that's how this game ends. 14-5. Mariners take this series. They win the first 2 games. They do it in resounding fashion tonight. Nelson Cruz, one of your many heroes today, with 7 runs batted in, and Iwakuma wins his 11th game.
Kyle Seager with his 19th home run. He and Nelson now tied for the team lead in RBIs. And yeah, Iwakuma 11 wins. He's really pitched well. A little bit shaky here in the first 2 innings today, but he settled down and really threw a good ball game. I wasn't sure he was going to get through 5, and he ends up going 6 innings. But he really settled down and pitched well, especially against a very good offensive club. Tough place to come into and pitch, but Iwakuma's had a lot of success against the Blue Jays in his career. There you can see working both sides of the strike zone, elevating his fastball at times, then going to his split. So he was able to hang in there, giving up just 2 earned runs today. One of them a solo home run to Michael Saunders, the former Mariner. But the defense played well behind him. And up and down the box score for the Mariners in the lineup. A lot of guys had a good day. So a lot of run support for Iwakuma.
You bet. And last night the Mariners won for 13 runners in scoring position. Today a big different story, 9 for 15, and Iwakuma did his part.
That's 6 innings, just 4 hits off of Iwakuma. As I mentioned, a couple of earned runs, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts. He threw 98 pitches, 60 of those for